I jump up, go into the room, and slowly peek to see who's there. I saw 5 well-built, stocky men.
Dang! Have you ever been watching television or Netflix and heard something outside your house and you couldn't really tell its proximity? Like if it was a human voice or something like that, where did it come from? How far away was it? How loud was it? Because the TV was making noise. I have a box fan in my room, and that really takes a lot of the white noise away that I can't hear outside. So we get to sleep better because we got dogs, we got neighbors in real close proximity that make noise, and we go to bed relatively early because we wake up relatively early. Now, I have a pair of headphones that I use to watch videos and Netflix and stuff when I'm in my bed. My wife does too. She passes out way before me, but that's not the point. The point is, I have these Snuggie headphones that are around. It's like a little headband with 2 speakers inside, and it's designed to where you can lay down and comfortably without having a big old, like a big headphone in your ear, you know? So you lay it on your pillow, and these things are kind of worn out, so they don't really sit right on my ears. They're kind of loose. So what normally happens is one of them is real good. One of them I hear real well when my head is pressed to the pillow, right? And the other one is kind of just floating off. But between that sound and the ambient sound of the fan, it's really hard to tell where things are coming from my house. So when I hear things at night, sometimes I can't really tell its proximity, and sometimes I don't even know if I'm just imagining things or if there was something in the video or if halfway falling asleep or whatever. But the other night, the fan was blaring, I was listening to my videos, and I could have sworn I heard voices. Now, naturally when you hear something, you turn off all the noisemakers, right? You turn off the thing. I got up and I turned the fan off, and I'm listening intently, and I did not hear the voices again. Then as soon as I turned the fan on, I thought I heard the voices again, so I turned it off. By that time, my wife wakes up and she's like, "What are you doing?" Because the fan was cutting on and off, right? So we went outside, looked around, you know, there was nothing. There was really nothing. It may have just been one of my neighbors, but it's still very unnerving. And usually when I can detect if something sounds like a voice very close, I'll get my gun because it's usually late at night and I'm just taking precautions. But point is, some weird things can happen, and it always seems to happen when you can't hear very well. So Netflix and TV, they kind of play a culprit in this, and I saw a horror story by MJV Animations that was titled Netflix Horror Story. So I figured it was going to be something along the lines of not being able to hear, or maybe when you're home alone and something like that happens. I think it's going to be a really good animation. Make sure to head on over to MJV Animations channel. Click the subscribe button, click the notification bell, and if you like reaction videos like this, make sure to click subscribe on this channel as well, guys. Let's get into the animation.
So, basically, my boyfriend and I live in a flat together.
Okay.
And he's an area manager for a main chain restaurant in England.
Alright.
His job takes him to at least 5 to 8 stores, and sometimes he has to stay late.
So you're not around all
Sometimes he doesn't get in until around 3 AM. So I usually sort of wait up for him to make sure he's alright, if he wants me to run him a hot bath, and if he wants a coffee or anything.
Oh, that's nice.
So, I get the usual phone call from him saying, "I'm on my way home. I'll be home in an hour. If I drop call you when I'm closer, can you get a bath running for me, please?"
Nice.
I say sure and hang up.
That's so sweet.
Now, our block of flats has this security door that always gets locked at 10 PM, and as long as you have a main entry key, you're free to come and go without worrying about the door.
Right.
I'm nestling down to watch some Netflix, with a cup of tea and a cheeky biscuit, when I hear our buzzer to our flat go off. Now,
What time
someone
is it
outside
again?
the main entrance is pressing my number, and I have to press a switch from the inside of my flat that will open the main security door and let them in.
Alright. I see what you mean. I've
I
been
think to
to
myself,
places like
it's
that
probably
before.
just someone who's forgotten their key and pressed my number quickly. I try to shrug it off. I pause the film I'm watching, and I wait. The buzzer rings again, stops, and then rings again.
Okay. Somebody's buzzing the hell
It
out of it.
sounds like someone is deliberately putting their finger on it and holding it down.
Seems like her husband would have called if it was
Now,
him too.
our flat is on the 2nd floor,
Okay.
and from our bedroom, we can look down and see who's at the main gate.
Alright.
I jump up, go into the room, and slowly peek to see who's there. I saw 5 well-built, stocky men.
Dang!
This is 2 a.m. What the hell are they doing here?
Oh, no, 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 no. You just called the police right then and there. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't think any cop would say anything about you calling and say, hey, there's 5 well-built individuals buzzing my door that I don't know in the middle of the night at the apartments. Can you come see what's going on? That's weird.
Why the hell are they ringing my buzzer?
Exactly.
It suddenly becomes clear to me that whoever they were, they clearly didn't live here because they didn't have a key.
Of course.
While peeking at them, I clearly see the front guy put his hand up and press my buzzer. Flat number 4.
Yeah.
He's not even touching the other buttons, just mine.
What the heck? Were they watching her or
Half of
something?
me wants to pick up my flat phone and be like, seriously, get lost. I don't know who you are or what you want, but I will call the police.
No.
And then the other half of me doesn't want to give away that I'm a girl.
Right.
It sounds silly, but I'm 23 and I'm quite small.
That isn't silly at all, girl. That is not silly at all. Honestly, if there's no ambient sound in the background, they could tell that you're alone, or they can assume that you're alone. There's a ton of different reasons why I wouldn't even respond to that. It's the most awkward feeling to ignore someone at my door, too. But I've done it, and you probably have too, especially when they know that you're home. Imagine this. Someone comes knock at your door that you don't want to acknowledge, and you were just watching television. You turned the TV off. They heard the television noise that was right next to your front door when you turned it off. Now all of a sudden, you're just ignoring them. They knock again, and you still ignore them. You know, it feels weird to do that, but honestly, if you're not sure about the people or you don't want to, it's your house. You know, screw them. Don't worry about them. If they really, really needed help, they'd probably be yelling help. And honestly, they could maybe pick on another house that had more people that were more capable of handling a weird situation if you're home alone.
I grab my phone and I ring my boyfriend straight away. He says something like he's 45 minutes away and will be there as soon as possible, but he will call his dad, Luke, who's a policeman, to come over and wait with me.
Good. Good.
While I'm on the phone, the buzzer is still going. He tells me to just keep peeking at them and to see if I can make out any distinguishing features.
Yeah.
After what seemed like ages, my boyfriend's dad turns up, and I see him walk straight up to the guys and start a conversation.
Now that's also, I know you're armed as a police officer, but man, can you imagine how brave you have to be? 4 unsuspecting guys at an apartment complex, ringing, you know the situation, right? Ringing the door. No backup. This guy's by himself and approaching 5 men. Man, it's still crazy. The level of courage right here is nuts.
My boyfriend's dad already has a security key. We gave him one in case we were ever locked out. And he opens up the door to my flat. Straight away, he runs over to me and makes sure I'm fine.
Yeah, there you go.
We're sitting down, having a cup of tea, and I ask him what was said and what was happening outside. He says he walked up to the main door, and the conversation went like this. They said to him, "Hey man, do you live here? Do you think you could let us in?" Luke replied with, "Well, clearly if you don't have a key, you don't live here, so no. Who are you supposed to be seeing?" "Well, my main girl lives in number 4, and she's gone to sleep. You know how late it is. These are my friends, and they don't have anywhere to stay, and I haven't got a key. So, how about you let us in?"
What?
That's funny, because my daughter lives there. "Oh yeah? Shit, dude. Well, how about letting us in, and we can go and see her together?"
No! What kind of freak?
Luke said, "Right. Now I don't know what you're planning to do, but seriously, stay the fuck away from these flats. You clearly don't live here.
Exactly.
If you ever come here again, I will personally arrest each and every one of you.
There you go,
wankers.
man.
Now fuck off and go home. Because I swear to God, I will beat the shit out of you guys so bad, no one will recognize you.
Now, think about this. We don't know the age of the group of guys, okay? But have you guys, I've been in a few situations before where I've been fussed by somebody's dad. You know, as a boy, sometimes you get into a little bit of precarious situations. It's happened. I've never been assaulted or whatever, but I've been threatened before by a few of my girlfriend's dads. Okay, and there's something that is really, really, really intimidating about a dad telling you what's up. Now, it's not literally her dad; it's the uncle or whatever. But you know, when a grown-ass man talks to you and you're a young fella in a way that's like threatening, oh man, that's some like, yes sir, right away sir. You know, I've never had the guts to even think about challenging someone. Like you see stories of people mouthing off to cops and stuff like that all the time. That wasn't me, cuz I could never do stuff like that. Good on him,
with
though.
That, the group of guys took off, and Luke managed to open the door freely and get in.
Wow. Dude, that is crazy, man. That is crazy. At least it ended in a way that there was nobody hurt and stuff like that. But they had to know that she lived there by herself. Maybe they were watching. It's funny, like, because the husband doesn't really go in and out. It's hard to watch an apartment like that, but because the husband is often gone, it may be easier to tell whether or not, you know, she would be by herself at home alone regularly, and they may have picked that up. Who knows what kind of intentions they may have had, but man, you got to be careful. And like I said, when you're home alone, if somebody's knocking at your door and you don't feel comfortable answering it, just let them go somewhere else. Like, what do they need? Really, what do they need? Could they possibly need? What type of opportunity would you miss out by not opening the door or acting like they aren't there? I don't know. That's just me. You know, I have some neighbors that have people at their house. Like, go talk to the neighbors with the pit bulls. Go talk to them. I'm sure they'll answer the door. Guys, I hope y'all really, really enjoyed this one. MJV Animations, make sure to go subscribe to him and check these videos out. I think you'll like that are kind of like this. Thanks so much for watching. As always, this is Zueljin signing off, and we'll see you next time.